be with people and share what we're all about. And I got to tell you, I'm a CPA, like was mentioned. I'm a business owner. I've owned my own practice for over 31 years. I work with folks just like you. My wife and I have, she was born in Fresno many years ago, and we've lived in Fresno myself since 1960, and we're proud to be part of this valley. We're proud to be part of a community that likes to do things right. And so we are facing a situation that a lot of things are harming a lot of people the wrong way. As I sit in my office every day and people like you walk in and they share with me that the businesses that they own are beginning to fall apart. I have clients that have had 60, 80 employees. They're now down to 5. I met with a client 2 weeks ago. He says he's got 7 weeks left and his business, for all intents and purposes, is over with. That gets me ticked off. Because you know why? That shouldn't be happening. They've owned that business for 25 years in this community. And now they're losing it because of regulations, of people that are in positions to make decisions for us, and they're making the wrong decisions. State of California, quickly, we have a budget $85 million. It cost all these businesses that we have in our state to meet the regulations that have been imposed by these elected officials, $493 billion, 6 times the state budget. Let me tell you what we can do. We can cut that in half, generate $245 billion, and put it into the hands of private industry. That will generate 1.9 million jobs in the state of California. That will eliminate all unemployment in our state. But when we have a legislature, when we have a Congress that is not working for the benefit of private sector is what moves us as a nation. It's not the government that moves us, it's us that work every single day, go to a job, put in effort. I get so bugged when I hear them criticizing Wall Street businesses, insurance businesses. You know who those businesses are? They're us. We all work in every one of those businesses. So when they're criticizing us, they're criticizing you and I. And we sit here and we're not arguing for our defense. Well, you know what? We now need to start arguing for our defense. We have a representative, I'm not going to call him a representative, we have a person who's an incumbent that he told us last week he was going to take the time and study this issue on health care because he wanted to do the prudent thing which was right for our district. Well, we saw the result of what he thinks is right. I'm going to share with you some other things that if he thinks he needs to put in that much effort to look at an issue, where was he in December when he was part of the Congress that approved the spending bill for 09-10 and gave federal employees a 2% raise, costing us $20 billion. And I've got clients that have cut employees' pay 3 times now, 30%. What in the world is going on? They don't live in the same world that you and I live in. Okay? And where was he when we were dealing with this bill that was just passed a week ago, dealing with a jobs bill? I'm sure you might have heard of it. A jobs bill that basically says to an employer, hey, you know what? Hire somebody for $50,000. And we're going to give you $3,000. Well, first of all, the problem with that is we need $50,000 first to be able to get to $3,000. Well, if we're fortunate to have the money, we need 3 times that to make a profit on that employee. So that means we got to increase sales. I have a small cookie business in town, my wife and I. Our sales have dropped 50% because of what's happening in our economy. I know people like chocolate chip cookies, and it's not because they don't like cookies, because they don't have the funds to buy things. We have people there has been 2.9 million foreclosures in 2009 on homes. And we all like the story we're being told is those folks, they shouldn't have had a home to begin with. I'm going to tell you that is completely false. Those people put 20% down on their homes, 30% down. Look, I bought a home for $400. Have a loan for $320. The house is now worth today $200,000. They're upside down. They come into my office. Hey, Richard, I just lost my job. What do I do with my home payment? When you sit in front of somebody and they're crying because they feel totally hopeless, and there's nobody here helping them. We have representatives in Washington, D.C. that are totally blind. They wasted, in my opinion, our time this last year working on this health care bill. The time should have been spent on dealing with what's going on with the economy. I have businessmen that invested money this last 14 months thinking that it was going to turn around. It didn't turn around. What do they have? They've lost. Whatever wealth they've had, they've now lost. We've got to stand up for people like this. People who have been successful business people, people that have hired people and paid them good salaries in our community that now are unemployed and losing their houses. We have the same situation happening out on the west side with this water situation. Again, a situation that has been argued over and over and over again for the last 30, 35 years. And all we've done is gotten worse from the argument. And I will tell you that today it's fish. 5 years from now, there's going to be a whole new argument that they're going to tell us that we haven't even thought about yet. It's going to be called XYZ, and it's going to be the new cause. They do not want to fix the problem. But you know what? We can fix it, and we can fix it starting tomorrow. There is a solution. There is a way to get the whole thing completed and taken care of to meet the needs of farmers, to meet the needs of people throughout the state of California, to meet the needs of taking care of our wildlife, to take the needs of taking care of bad water that's being disposed into our rivers. We can take care of it. The money is there simply by adjusting these regulations. Regulations of $245 billion saving. State of California, if businesses did nothing, would pay the state $24.5 billion. We saved the state budget right there. That's how easy it is to fix it. But you know what business is going to do? They're going to multiply that 245 3 times. There's going to be $750 billion. Because that's what businesses do. And all of a sudden, the state of California is going to generate 10% of $750 billion, which is $75 billion. All of a sudden, we need $40 billion to take care of the water problem. We paid for it in 1 year. We can start it. We can do it right now. We don't need people to sit here for another 30 years and come up with more and more excuses when we know what the problems are, we know what needs to be fixed. We just need to do it. We have to have the will. That means you need to vote the right people in who understand, who can make decisions, people who have ideas and can create solutions. That's what we need. So it's imperative not only for the race that I'm in, but every other race in our nation that we stand up and get the right people elected. 537 elected people in Washington, D.C., and they affect the lives of 310 million of us. Well, I'm tired of being affected by those 537. So let's vote the right people. I encourage your support. Check my webpage out, lateforcongress.com, and we can do it. Thanks a lot.